This is the Louie T Network.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Luke. Thank you for joining me. Week number 12 in the NFL's Power Grid. A lot of shakeups this week. If last week was the anti-shakeup week, this week is the polar opposite. There's a lot of things that have changed. A lot of the top teams fell last week. A lot of the bottom teams started winning. So there's a lot of things to talk about. Let's jump right into it. First team's the same, the last team's the same, but everything in between, hey, anybody's guess. So we jump into it. 32, still the Oakland Raiders. And we're getting into that danger zone now. We're running out of time. The Raiders have officially hit double digits in the loss column. 0-10 on the season. Only 6 games left. On Thursday Night Football, last home divisional tilt against the Kansas City Chiefs. If you're going to find a way to win in the division, probably going to happen at home. They got to get this one if they can. Running out of opportunities. I don't think this is an 0-16 team, but if you keep losing games, I don't know. We will see if the Raiders can get on the board in week number 12. You go to 31, there's a change. Jacksonville falls a spot from 30 to 31 on a bye week. Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to get it done, so Jacksonville falls a spot, still a one-win team, the only one-win team left in this league. And so we move on to those same Tampa Bay Buccaneers that we were just talking about. And they were able to get it done, so they go up. But guess who comes down to number 30? The team that they beat, the Washington Redskins. Poor performance at home. You're spanked by a 1-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers team by 20, no less. Coming off of a bye, unexcusable. Redskins are now the 30th team in the NFL's Power Grid. You go to 29, just talked about those Buccaneers. They got it done, so they go up 2 spots at number 29 in the NFL Power Grid after going on the road and showing out impressively with a 27-7 win against the Redskins. So they're now at number 29, up from 2 spots from 31. You go to 28, Tennessee Titans put up a fight. They're up a spot from 29 a week ago as they were able to get it done, they didn't get it done, but they put up a fight against the Steelers, and I thought that they would. Good to see them score some points, but they still had an issue closing out the show. They were up 11 in that game, blew it. They're number 28 in the NFL Power Grid. We go to 27. It's the Carolina Panthers. This team continues to free fall in the NFL Power Grid. Had an opportunity at home after mounting a comeback against the Atlanta Falcons to win that football game and take over first place in that morbidly bad NFC South. Couldn't do it. They lost the game at the end. So they moved down another 2 spots from 25 to 27. You go to 26. New York Jets on a bye week. Got it done before the bye. If you remember, they were able to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in New York. So they're feeling good about themselves. So let's see how they come off the bye. They are currently up a spot from 27 to 26 in the NFL Power Grid this week. You go to 25. It's the New York Football Giants. So the 2 New York teams right by one another. Giants coming down 2 spots from 23 a week ago to 25. They had every opportunity in the world to get it done at home versus the 49ers. 5 Eli Manning interceptions stopped them from getting the job done as they lose 16-10. They're now down 2 spots at number 25. You go to number 24. Minnesota Vikings down 4 spots from a week ago. Remember, they were coming off of a huge win against the Redskins, went into their bye week, were feeling great about themselves. They were at number 20, the highest they have been in the NFL Power Grid this season. They fall after coming off the bye, had a 10-0 lead in Chicago before allowing 21 unanswered points, losing in Chicago. So they're down 4 spots from 20 to 24 in the NFL Power Grid this week. You go to 23, talking about the Chicago Bears and them getting that win, snapping that losing streak. They get that win, and they are kind of quieting some of the rumors in Chicago, at least for a week. This could all come back if they are blown out again, but for the time being, they get it done. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty and a W, so they go up from 28 all the way to 25, all the way to 23. One of the biggest winners in week number 12 in the NFL Power Grid are these Bears, just because of the sheer movement of all the teams in front of them. A lot of teams lost, So a win by them was able to catapult them 5 spots from 28 all the way to 23. You go to 22, it's the New Orleans Saints. They had finally started to gain some momentum just a couple of weeks ago with that huge win on the road against Carolina on Thursday Night Football. Since then, they followed up, and we thought this was their chance to run away with this division. 3 consecutive home games. Saints are lights out at home. They lose 2 consecutive home games, including last week against Cincinnati in a very lackluster performance. So down 3 more spots are these Saints from 19 all the way to 22. You go to 21, the Atlanta Falcons. Hey, they're the biggest winner of week number 12 in the NFL Power Grid as they've shot up 5 spots all the way from 26 to 21, getting it done 2 consecutive weeks in a row. Look, I don't care that it's teams within the division, and it's a bad division at that, but they got it done nonetheless. It was tough. It was gritty. It wasn't pretty, but it was a W. They get it done 19-17 over the Carolina Panthers in Carolina after getting it done a week ago against Tampa Bay on the road. This team now leads the NFC South, and that's why they're the biggest winner of week number 12, up 5 spots to 21. These Falcons are on the rise. You go to number 20, the St. Louis Rams. I seem to be finding myself saying this every other week. The St. Louis Rams. Look at these guys. One week they're up, the next week they're down. Well, this week they're back up after a huge win at home versus the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning only able to muster 7 points. It always helps when you can hurt Juice, you can hurt Emmanuel Sanders, and kind of take care of some issues up front. Put pressure on Peyton Manning, force some turnovers. They did that. They field goaled them to death. They win that game 22-7, and so they're up 2 more spots from 22 to 20 this week. Big win for the St. Louis Rams at home as they're now at number 20 in the NFL Power Grid. You go to 19, the Buffalo Bills. Here's a team that was at number 10 2 weeks ago. 2 losses in a row, and now they find themselves at number 19. That loss on Thursday Night Football last week against the Dolphins may have sealed their fate for the 2014 season. Nothing's out of the realm of possibility right now. They're still in the hunt, but they've got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it. So they've got to tighten up. But they didn't get it done on the road against Miami. And so now at 5-5, the Bills are number 19 in the NFL Power Grid, down 4 spots from 15 a week ago. 18, Texans, huge road win against the Cleveland Browns with a rookie quarterback, first-time starter in Ryan Mallett. Didn't expect him to come in and light it up. Didn't expect rookie Alfred Blue to have the game he had. They got it done on the road. J.J. Watt, touchdown catch. What can this man do? And so this team right now up 3 spots from 21 a week ago to 18. Texans get it done on the road. They move up 3 spots to 18. 17, I just talked about the Browns. They're the biggest loser of week number 12. They go down 6 entire spots from 11 to 17. After that huge monumental win on the road in the division against Cleveland, they come back with a lackluster performance here at home against a team starting a guy that had never started in this league before and a rookie running back, and they allowed them to come in there and pretty much take it to them the entire game. Browns down from 11 all the way 6 spots to number 17. You go to number 16, San Diego Superchargers. Get it done against the Raiders. Again, wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. It was a W. And so this Chargers team goes up a spot from 17 to 16 with a 13-3 victory over the Oakland Raiders. You go to number 15, Cincinnati Bengals. Again, one of these helter-skelter teams, you don't know what you're getting from week to week. One week they're down and they're losing 24-3 at home to the Cleveland Browns. The next week they go on the road, tough environment against the Saints, and win 27-10. You never know what you're going to get. This Cincinnati Bengals team is a box of chocolates, and this week they had cherries inside, and it was excellent. They get it done. They are 3 spots up from a week ago, from 18 to 15. Miami Dolphins up 2 spots after getting it done against the Buffalo Bills on Thursday Night Football. Huge matchup within the AFC East. They were able to win. They looked impressive in doing so. They go up 2 spots from 16 to 14. Still a dangerous Miami Dolphins team. They've got a tough test. Got to go to Denver this week. Got to see if they can get it done again. If they can win there, this is a team on the rise, but they got to get it done again, this time on the road against the Denver Broncos. You go to 13, it's the Indianapolis Colts. Another one of these teams where you think they're turning the corner, you think they figured it out, and then they show up and they do what they did on Sunday Night Football against a red-hot Patriots team. Don't want to take anything away from the Patriots, but this Indianapolis Colts team did not show up in some of the facets of the game, didn't stop the run. I thought that they didn't do enough offensively to put points on the board and press the issue against the New England Patriots, and for that, they dropped 3 spots from number 10 down to 13 due these Indianapolis Colts losing 42-20 at home to the Patriots. You go to number 12, San Francisco 49ers. These guys, a couple of weeks ago were all the way at number 19 and ran the risk of falling out of the top 20. And since then, they've run off 2 impressive victories that they had to have. One on the road against New Orleans, the other on the road against the Giants. Now they're going back home. And they got the Redskins. This is a game they should win at home. This team is playing good football, and they could be setting up a huge Thanksgiving night matchup versus the Seattle Seahawks, with the winner of that game potentially. Well, you don't want to make any declarations off of that game because they still have to meet again in Seattle, but that's going to be a huge matchup, and the San Francisco 49ers are playing great football right now. They're at number 12, up 2 spots from 14 a week ago. You go to number 11, it's the Baltimore Ravens on a bye week, and they still move up 2 spots. That speaks to how much of a shakeup there was in week number 12, as a lot of teams lost around them. They were a beneficiary of just not playing, and they move up 2 spots from 13 to 11. You go to number 10, Seattle Seahawks, still in the top 10 despite tough place to play. Arrowhead weren't able to get it done, lose 24-20. They're down 5 spots from number 5 a week ago, and so this is a team right here in the Seattle Seahawks that I feel like they've got to find their defensive identity again. They were ran on effectively by the Kansas City Chiefs. Only 16 passing attempts for Alex Smith. That's not going to get it done. They got to force teams to pass the football, which is into their strength, that secondary that they have in Seattle. They're down 5 spots to number 10. You go to number 9, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They get it done on the road, down 11 in that game at one point, 24-13. They rally back and win that football game. So Steelers going on to their bye week at 7-4, feel good about where they are. Could have been a lot better, could have been a lot worse. This is a team playing with an abundance of confidence. If they could just find some consistency on the defensive side of football, this could be a dangerous team. They are at number 9, back into the top 10 after falling out of it last week at number 12, now at number 9. You go to the number 18, Philadelphia Eagles, down 4 spots from number 4 a week ago. Here's the team on the road against the Packers. They lose Nicholas Foles a couple of weeks ago. No problem. Mark Sanchez steps in, gets it done. Dirty Chaz goes on the road against the Packers, however, and gets blown to shreds as the whole entire Eagles team did not show up. Special teams, defense, offense, collective failure on the part of the Eagles. They're down 4 spots from number 8 to number 4. You go to number 7. It's the Denver Broncos. Went on the road against the St. Louis Rams and got manhandled. They were out-physicaled, they were outsmarted, and they were pumped on the road. And so now they've got to pick up the pieces, go home, and see if they can right the ship against the Dolphins. They're down a spot from 6 to 7 are the Denver Broncos. You go to number 6, Dallas Cowboys on a bye week after dismantling the Jacksonville Jaguars over in London. They go on a bye week. They come off the bye week, and they're up 3 spots from number 9 to number 6. As, like I said, a lot of shakeups, a lot of teams in front of them losing, so they're the beneficiaries of that. They're up 3 spots to number 6. Let's see how they do going on the road against the Giants, coming off that bye on Sunday Night Football. You go to number 5, Detroit Lions, down 2 spots from number 3 to number 5. No shame in losing to the best team in all of the National Football League as it stands right now on the road, nonetheless, 14-6. Would have liked to have seen them be more aggressive in that football game, but when it's all said and done, they put up a heck of a fight. They didn't get it done, so they only fall 2 spots from 3 to number 5. Now we get into the Elite Four, the Final Four, as it stands. Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs getting it done at home versus the Seattle Seahawks. Huge win for the Kansas City Chiefs as they were able to get it done on the ground. Jamal Charles was the star of the game. He carried this team defensively. They did just enough to get it done. This is a team worth looking out for. Thursday night matchup versus the Raiders could be a trap game. They've got to find a way to get it done. They're up 4 spots from 8 to number 4. Chiefs getting it done right now. You go to number 3. Green Bay Packers, 53 points or more in the last 2 games. They're averaging up over 40 points a contest at home. They're undefeated at home this year as they dispose of the Philadelphia Eagles 53-20. This is a red-hot team, especially when they're at home. They're a dangerous group. If they can continue to play football like this, I don't see why they won't be one of the teams to contend with in the NFC. Right now, it's looking like a strong 1-2 right now between Arizona and Green Bay. We'll see how things shake out these final 6 games of the season. But right now, the Packers at home, they are unconscious. And right now, they're number 3, up 4 spots from number 7 a week ago. Now we get to number 2. It's the same at the top. 1 and 2 remain exactly the same. New England Patriots go on the road silence any critics, get it done once again. I was one of those guys that thought maybe they would go and slip up against Andrew Luck. Both teams coming off of a bye, did not matter. Belichick, Brady, the B&B winning factory once again, get it done. And they had a little bit of help from Jonas Gray, 38 carries, $199, 4 touchdowns, was the star of the game. They got it done. 42-20, and so they remain number 2 here on the NFL's Power Grid. And the team with the best record in the entire National Football League, your gold star team here in the NFL Power Grid, still remains the 9-1, the only team with 9 wins in this league, the Arizona Cardinals, defensively getting it done once again, 14-6, not allowing a touchdown to the Detroit Lions at home in a huge NFC power matchup between the 2 best teams statistically in the league at the time. Cardinals get it done. They remain the best team in this league right now. Still searching for some respect. Now, again, this is going to be a huge test for them on the road at Seattle. This is what I'm afraid of for this team. I want to see if they can get it done on the road with Drew Stanton in that environment. We will see. It's going to be a huge test for the number 1 team in the NFL's Power Grid. Whether your team is hot or cold, up or down, they're somewhere to be found on the NFL's Power Grid. See you next week.